at least we've seen like improvements in development, Kashka.
That is very true, actually. And I just wonder where are we going to see that proactivity in terms of the matchups, because I mean, the Kali Gwen and the bot lane, not necessarily the hardest lanes to gank, but I wouldn't say they're the easiest ones either.
No, I don't. I agree with you, and I think that comes back to the point that you raised earlier that V3 Esports have drafted this lane. Who are they actually going to be able to respond with when it comes to the split pushing scenario that Burning Core are inevitably going to be doing in this game? And ultimately, I think it just falls on hopefully Yu-Gi-Oh! And Washide, as you kind of alluded to, wave clearing as best they can. I mean, Oriana's perfectly fine at doing that, but it's not great. Like the ball has to get in range, and there are certain champions on the side of Burning Core who, if they needed to, they could very easily throw a pillar down and just randomly come out of a bush, and suddenly you're dead. So V3 Esports need to play around Vision a lot, and that'll be an important thing because we haven't actually really seen them play fantastically around Vision since really their academy run.
Yeah, and we will see how that turns out. As jungler starting on the opposite sides of the map, Unica no leash will start on the Raptor, so at least V3 enjoying some unknowability, as the AI slightly favoring V3 here.
I mean, when you take the faceplates off, yeah, you can
Yeah.
absolutely see that kind of idea. The problem is you do have to put the nameplates back on and think about the actual matchup and the hands involved in this match. And while I think, while it's safe to say, yeah, it's pretty hard to mess up the first 10 minutes of a game, Burning Core have usually had a pretty decent early game, whereas V3 kind of fall apart very mid to early game. So it's going to be important that they can actually retain this. Blitzcrank Kun obviously was a huge fan of their mid to early game, so that's where V3 need to spike. They've normally played okay around that point. Let's see if they do it, though. Flawless has some other ideas as he clears golems.
Yeah, full bot side clear now, sticking around very much forward. And now here comes the ganks, and the blade will connect onto Hitel. There's the grab exit. The pillar comes through. Beautiful battle dance from Hitel away to safety. No summoners were burned from V3.
Yeah, and that was the big part of that. I mean, Hotel just absolutely pushing the full capacity that Rakan offers with disengage and re-engage. Though Flawless is going for an invade, and I don't think we're quite done with the fighting here at this moment in time. Hotel's thinking about rotating around. I mean, our top laner and our mid laner aren't doing anything to help. So, I mean, if Flawless does feel a bit saucy, he can still keep fighting because, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't coming to help.
Yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is trying just to use that area to absolutely bully out Dice in the early levels while he still can. And okay, yeah, we're going to see a fight over the red buff. Flawless. He's gonna check the bush. All the buff is down for 400, and Unica will be able to take it. Now Flawless stuck in the enemy territory, will flash away from this up. Yui and Fujimoto are around the corner, but so is Yu-Gi-Oh! And both teams will just take the disengage here.
And ultimately, that's a huge win for V3 Esports. Not only did they actually get to take their jungle, yeah, both junglers actually ended up blowing their summoners, but one of them has a flash, one of them has a ghost. One of these timers is not the same as the other. So, and think about it, Flawless spent all this time trying to upset and disrupt the side of V3 Sports, and it hasn't really amounted to much, and now he's getting collapsed on.
Yeah, Washida is also coming down with a blast cone over the wall, and I think Flawless is going to be safe. That is a double scuttle take here from Flawless, as he was able to secure the top one with the smite.
Making up for the time that he did lose. Getting the bot lane one was a big thumbs up, but getting that blue buff would have actually put him ahead. Thankfully, though, he is able to secure his own one and then probably just finish up a full clear, as he has got wolves to do and Gromp. That should get him up to level 4. Probably can go back, get first buy, and then rotate around from there, because Unica's already done his first clear. So now it's going to be important for Unica's perspective to actually go, okay, I need to get to 6. I need to try and find ganks. Hextech Dragon is going to be coming up pretty soon. Rift Herald's going to be spawning in another minute or so from now. And so far for V3 Esports, while they are only about 100 down, currently, if you look at everything across the board, it's going okay so far. This is good.
Yeah, this is absolutely fine. There is also that deep ward spawn is spotting Flawless's movement, and one thing that I really liked is how Washida and Yu-Gi-Oh! Just immediately collapsed. Yes, they weren't able to get a kill or the scuttle, but still it is, you know, signs of the right mentality for V3 in this early game, which at the same time, isn't also necessarily something we haven't seen them do. Like, we've seen them do it. That's what I meant. There we go.
Yeah. I was just sitting there going, what, do I agree with the statement that my co-caster has just made? Yeah, I'll go to Mordor with you, mate. I'll go down whether I agree or not. We'll go down swinging together, mate. As this match though currently fares, the only thing I'm a little bit surprised, because I mean, I felt like it was going so well at the beginning, was that we're already seeing about a one wave worth of CS being built up in this bot lane. And Dress Code was one of those players we did highlight, and especially you, mate, highlight going, this is kind of one of the players that we need to see. The fact that he's just done a full clear and he's basically matching Yuhi, not where you want to be, especially versus a player that over the last few years has not been having great performances in the LJL, has been actually having a pretty huge come-out year for Yuhi, for Burning Core as well, so this is a huge moment. Though first Dragon has popped up, Rift Herald is here. Herald is going to be in 1 minute and 1 minute 30, and both these teams have huge first Herald percentages. So if they don't get this Dragon, guarantee they're going to fight around Herald, because both these teams love the tempo that you can gain off of this, but something's going to happen soon.
Absolutely, as the pillar comes down, that is his end plate down onto Dress Code, forces the cleanse away already, and Hetel takes the disengage. Fujimoto forced down to half health, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dice are fighting on the other side. Both of them have access to their ultis, will hold on to them for now on.
Yep, and we all disengage, because guess what? We've got a minute till Herald, and no one wants to die before first Herald, so I can't believe no one died, mate. What the? Oh, such a tease.
I mean, it's what you said. If you want to play around the Herald, is it really worth fighting around the Dragon when there is a chance you might lose? And, well, the answer is no for both of these squads.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Hextech Dragon slightly favors the side of Burning Core. At least when you're only getting one, or Gwen is immune.
Absolutely immune. Why should I take some beating in this top lane?
Ooh, it's scary business.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, especially if you're looking to fight around the Herald as V3. Why should I being this low is, well, not what you want to do, but Unica is around this top lane. Rayfarky running the Ghost instead of the Flash. Let's see, there is the gang coming through. Here comes the slicing Maelstrom, finds the stun. Oh no, they pull under the tower. Unica doesn't quite get it. He's getting low. Rayfarky finds the first blood with the needlework, and he's looking for Washidai, takes the double kill, 1v2.
Oh my god, and the red buff from Unica actually allowed him to put the slow onto Washide, which actually gave him the kill, which now also means because of all of this, the Rift Herald will be secured, and the only redeeming factor for the side of V3 Esports is that they could attempt to look at this Dragon. Attempt, Kashka, as we come into this replay. Just Rayfarky is just a monster, sir. Like, look at the way that he does this. Immediately, Gwen is immune, gets as far as we can. Unica literally tanking turret from second one that they go for this dive. Snipped down. But it's just the fact that Unica just dives turret and gives the red buff over. And then afterwards, it's just Rayfarky going, oh yeah, this is perfectly set up. Washide was already at like a third HP. So I'm ready to go again, and V3 Esports are able to secure this Dragon, but it's like, it's a price for your failings, really, at the end of the day for V3 Esports, because this is not where they want the tempo to go, and you can see who's standing in that bush and why they want to be like this.
You've got the Herald on flawless, Washidai without flash, without the ult, just sitting all alone under this tower in a big, cruel world. With the wave stacking up against him, I mean, I can only see this really go one way unless V3 commits something, because Flawless is moving into that second bush and he's dropping down the Frozen Domain, and just gonna be the push probably into the Herald, unless Washidai overextends. Yeah,
I love the idea of this. Burning Core, we're first going to look and try and find an opportunity. If Washide plays remotely aggressive, it was obviously going to be pillar down and he was going to be dead. They knew they had blown the flash already, so it was literally, let's go for this. If we can bait them, we can get a kill. We can take this turret, potentially without even using the Rift Herald, but did it. Shelly gets it. They're probably going to escort it in, will Rayfarky. And look at where Unica is. Like, what assistance is Washide getting here? He lost his... Him and his jungler lost the 2v1 dive onto Rayfarky, and now it's going from bad to worse. And Rayfarky, 20 CS, 2 kills up. This is kind of terrifying territory, and it's 10 minutes in. They couldn't get to 14 minutes, but it's only on one player. All the gold and all the resources on Rayfarki. So if V3 Esports, on the flip side, they've still got lots of opportunities to play around it, and it's only one champion currently for the side of Burning Core.
Right, but what are they doing elsewhere is really the big question that is
Mate,
just
I was
sitting
giving
on
the
my mind.
copium.
I
You
know.
can't
Look,
do that.
no, it's my turn to shut down the copium. I mean, yeah, Jinx is scaling, so is Orianna, so you've got that. But dress code is being out farmed by Yuki. There has been zero jungle attention from either side outside of an early gank from Flawless.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can play around the Rayfarki, but are you going to V3?
Well, they at least played the Oh, Hatel though.
Yeah, it's going to get find a pick onto Fujimoto here, and it's going to be donated over to Yu-Gi-Oh! So nice little play. See, they're playing around the vision.
Finally, that's all we wanted. That's all we ever wanted. But it took them a while. They found the option, but it's not really a shutdown. It's just kind of a benefit from playing around the vision. But I mean, it was rather fortuitous that many of them were around at that one moment in time. I don't really blame Fujimoto for dying there. Sometimes you just have to clear your vision in your own jungle when you're currently 2-0. And you should have some form of control around your bot side. But I mean, hey, Flawless is just going to keep playing around Rayfarki.
Yeah, and Watchday is gonna pop that slicing Maelstrom, gets some damage down, and nowhere near enough. Does force the flash away from Flawless, but that's a consolation prize. Let's see the rocket. Is it gonna hit? And, well, it does hit.
Oh my god, on the wrong target though. Oh,
unfortunate is what we call it.
I mean, unfortunate for dress code, fortuitous for Flawless. I mean, it depends on the perspective, really.
Yeah, it's the relativity of fortunaty.
But that's an outer base turret. That's huge. That's a second tier one as well. The amount of gold that Rayfarki and Flawless have secured through just farming top lane, really, because that's what they're doing. And the fact that the reaction from V3 Esports is, it's okay, lads. We'll just keep farming. We'll just keep playing laning phase. That's not where you need to be, V3 Esports. You need to be giving your Kennen, who is going to be probably one of your big team fighters, finding those flanks and everything out, into a spot where where they could be bursted before they can even do anything. And I love the idea that V3 or Esports are like, okay, we're going to try and split the map. You're splitting the map with the bot side, with all this vision that you've placed, but the problem is you're not defending that vision, you're not brute forcing it, and Flawless is able to just kind of come in with a sweeping lens and just clear it all out. So what did you actually benefit? Because the dragon's coming up in a minute and you didn't protect your vision.
Yeah, I will be interested to see. Let's just go with the let's just go with the famous caster clutch phrase, crutch phrase. Now, mythics have been picked up. On both sides, so not really
everyone but Gwen.
Straight advantage. That is true. Everyone but Gwen, and technically also dies, but I don't know if they have any intention to recall anytime soon. So you've got a Luden on Yu-Gi-Oh! A Shockwave is going to deal a non-insignificant amount of damage if that does land.
Gwen just picking that up. I wonder if Washide on this cannon will actually be able to secure one. I mean, I don't even think they've had enough gold, though. Both our top laners do have now empowered teleports, so they can rotate around for these dragons because the first dragon was taken a bit lower. So one of them is going to be able to come in. Washide teleport.
Yeah, the double charm, and there is the first kill. Dress code is excited. Fujimoto has to flash over the wall, but now Burning Core are here to respond in force. V3 though, already 2 kills, and there's the double shock. Rayfarki is indeed immune, dies, and Rayfarki now looking for V3 as they are trying to disengage through their own jungle. The slow coming in from Yuki, but he is very low. The dragon working for V3. They find 2 kills. The health bars are low on Burning Core, and they will be able to secure this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, they're hugely well played by the side of V3. Just knowing that their damage, that their numbers just were there. That the fact that V3 had found something and they were like, we're just going to go, 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 go. And I mean, it's very obvious if you're looking at it from V3's perspective. Let's just play the damage number game. Count your opponents here. We have more of us than you. And a fantastic engage just nullifies. And the fact is, like, what can the side of Burning Core do in this scenario when so much CC is just thrown onto 1 or 2 targets where they couldn't really do much because the actual engage and damage profiles weren't there. That was their front line. That was not the burn. That was not the damage. V3 Esports take out a huge win, secure the dragon. This is looking positive. The only sucky thing about this Kashka, and we do have to mention it, they only really came back by about 1k gold throughout that whole play. Yeah. Burning Core have already gone back out onto the map and started preventing the comeback from V3 Esports already. They're just far better at playing the side lanes, forcing pressure, catching waves at a more opportunistic time. They've got the turrets, whereas what have V3 got currently? They've had a few kills and a few dragons. That is not how you win a match of League of Legends. You could have all the deaths, but if you destroy the Nexus, you win this game. Currently, V3 Esports, one golden moment does not define a career.
Furthermore, it is a Cloud Soul, which is very unfortunate for V3 because it means that despite getting those 2 early Drakes, the Soul is not going to be your win condition. So you actually have to do something more.
Yeah, and they're not playing things like Ari, right, where they actually kind of benefit from the side of playing it. Hilariously, I would actually argue Burning Core are playing the team comp that would much prefer a Cloud Drake. They do have Rakan. Rakan does benefit from the Cloud Soul, so I mean that's something that helps. And Hecarim is rather happy with Cloud Souls. It does give him a huge speed boost, so I mean there are benefits to it. It's just not kind of the game-breaking ones for other champions, as well as obviously other souls, which can truly flip the script on how the gameplay should be going as the gold per player is coming in. And yeah, there are some parts of this map which are more even. There are other parts of this map which just remotely aren't, and that's obviously onto the top side where so much pressure has been placed by Burning Core so far.
Yeah, I think absolutely no surprises here in terms of the gold distribution as Washidai is going to gank by Flawless. The Chomp comes down, Flash forced away, and Flawless is gonna be happy. The only thing he needs to do is camp the silence, burn the flash, return within 5 minutes, and yeah, drop the Herald optional.
And what's great about this, which isn't going to be highlighted here, but I mean, what's important to know is that dragon fight that will be coming up in probably a few minutes from now. Washide won't have their flash. They will have their TP, because they TP'd into the previous dragon fight. They won't have the flash, which means they can't really afford to play around the next dragon fight, so they're going to kind of have to just accept the unfortunate scenario. I would have liked Flawless to have escorted Shirley there to make sure they actually do get the crash on the turret. A little bit disappointing that she gets killed before that. Could have played slightly better. You don't have to take the golem immediately. You can just rotate around later and take it Flawless. But hey, I mean, they clearly want to fight in this mid lane because so much poising and positioning keeps happening.
Yeah, I mean, both tier 1s are still up and available for both of these teams. That is, you know, a massive objective if you're looking for any sort of jungle control. And talking about that, an unsuccessful attempt from Burning Core to steal the red buff dice instead is going to help himself to a single small raptor. And oh no, the sharks are in the water for Washidai.
More than that, Troll King.
It's coming, and the teleport immediately channeled by Yu-Gi-Oh! And that actually saves Washidai, but you are trading your teleport for it. The shockwave will come out, and Flawless, now very much out of position, is going to go down. Washidai takes the kill. The rocket flying by just for some good measure.
It's going to be interesting to see if Burning Core or if V3 Esports are able to gain anything else after that kill. There is going to be the Cloud Drake to at least consider playing around at this moment in time, but I mean, it's still 40 seconds. Flawless should still be up in time and to be able to get our back out on this map. It's going to just be important to see, but a huge mythic that did just come in is going to be that Hextech rocket belt for Kennen. So Washide is going to be able to position slightly better, and I like the idea from Burning Core, but you kind of need to have an extra damage numbers, especially if teleports are going to be committed for plays like this. You need to have people backing you up. Problem is they don't have that, and I almost wonder if potentially the reason obviously he goes around that is because he doesn't want to be stunned, but yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh comes around, just gets ulted, and then at that moment in time he's just never going to get out.
But we are going straight into the fight around this dragon. Here comes the quickness with the onslaught of shadows, but it doesn't really connect onto that many people. Dies now dashing into the backline, pops into the shroud, and Washide will drop the slicing maelstrom, forces Dice to get away. Yu-Gi-Oh still positioning over the wall. That shockwave has just come up right now. A lot of ultimates committed. Really, we're only looking at that shockwave and subjugate available together with the rocket, and neither team is getting an upper hand around this dragon.
Currently not, but it takes just one of these two things, and you've always got engaged when you've got a Leona with a Zenith Blade and some health. Fujimoto is a terror for the side of V3 Sports, especially now that a lot of their big cooldowns are off. And Unica, he's completely out of position at this moment in time, and Burning Core know it.
Yeah, they are just trying to make sure that V3 can start this dragon. Unica staying on the side, waiting for an opportune moment to go in. The ward spots Ray Farkey. However, that is a Gwen. She is indeed immune from time to time. And there goes Unica. Here comes the Zenith Blade, though, from Fujimoto on the backside. But the fight is split. The Shockwave whiffs. And Eugene on the front side is going to get tagged by the Assassin's Mark. However, Ray Farkey going down. It's a 1-for-1. Top lane for mid. But Dice is still alive, still got that perfect execution, and now Unica going forward is going to drop to half health. Here comes Fujimoto into the back side of the fight, but Dresscode has been extended. Oh, Dice, you beauty! 2 kills! It's going to be a disaster for V3 as they get eviscerated at the Dragon.
God, that just feels like you watch a master play a symphony in front of you and you just stand up and you want to clap because that was beautiful to watch. I feel so unfortunate and bad for the side of V3 Esports because they actually played that fight really well. The issue is when they had the numbers advantage, when they had that 5v4, like right now as we come in, Dice was running through. If you watch your minimap, ladies and gentlemen, he's running. Look at all this time V3 Esports, and we know they had about 15-20 seconds where they could have gone in, they didn't, and then the moment that they did go for it, when Fujimoto did that Zenith Blade forward, it baited the side of V3 Sports to go further in. Dice was able to jump over the wall and get that. Yes, they do trade that. However, the moment they don't realize is the amount of damage that Dice is able to put out. They put so much into the front line of Burning Core that V3 Sports just don't have much to get out, and Dice is just able to clean this whole fight up, and he wasn't there at the beginning as we came into that replay. That's the mental part. Huge congrats to Burning Core. They knew how to fend off weight, and well, a 5k gold lead is theirs to really go with whatever they want to, and a Cloud Soul as well. Oh, Cloud Dragon, not Soul. We're very far away from that. My apologies.
Absolutely, it's going to be a while before that becomes the reality, but now Hetel will have to just jump over this one. Oh no, the pill. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I forgot the battle dance has 2 charges.
I mean, yeah, but he needed it there, right? Like, Hetel is very much had to use a lot of this, and I've been really impressed with his Rakan so far. But at the same time, I kind of look at it and go, I've been impressed, but if you weren't on a champion like Rakan, you probably would have died about 3 times by now. Yeah. So it's kind of a, are you very good at your limits, or are you just playing a champion that benefits from your own naivete of competitive play? Because that is a real thing, right? Like, you see a lot of rookies coming in, they don't always perform fantastically in their first year, and they improve and they get better over time, right? So, I mean, hey, if you can play a champion like Rakan, it kind of pulls you out of those situations. More power to them. They've had great battle dances, especially as well this game so far.
Absolutely, and now Burning Core are looking to actually take this mid lane tier 1, but I think we are going to see a bit of a fight. Unica attempting to cut the wave, but that is going to be Yuhi taking the tier 1. A lot of positioning for that tower, but hey, Burning Core managed to find it, so props to them.
Oh, huge props to them. You could see V3 Esports going, no, we're going to initiate onto Yuhi, and then immediately the call was, nope. Do not do that because we might lose everybody. But now V3 Esports are going to try and brute force their way, and they just got brute force, so they're going to do it back. Flawless is on the back.
Yeah, and the Shockwave is going to connect onto Yuki. That is so much damage! And the Yuji will be able to find the kill. Teleports being channeled in from everyone. 2 kills for V3, but Dice and Ray Farkey are on the flanks. Can they find a way in? It is a 3v5, so Burning Core are being cautious.
What is this game from Burning Core? I'm sorry, Kashka, but this is horrendous and fantastically played by V3 Esports. They collapsed upon when they found one engage, fully committed, and the side of V3 Esports just kind of shrugged their shoulders and gave up on the play. They could have kept split pushing, right? That was absolutely an option for them to decide to do that. They decided against it. They tried to engage onto them, but they didn't find a great moment. But Hetel is here, and Battle Dance is away because this is Rakan. This is like the 4th time that he's done this. And the side of V3 Esports just kind of go, okay, well, we got some shutdown. We've got some gold on us. if we can find Dice at some point, we might have a decent shot back into this game at this moment in time. And what's important for the side of Burning Core more than anything else is comeback gold hasn't come in. So bounties aren't out there outside of really the one bounty that's on Dice. So V3 Sports haven't got as much of an easy time to come back into this game as maybe other times that they've played games in the LJL so far.
Yeah, I agree. And dress code now sitting on that last whisper as well. So those kills are starting to put the Jinx slowly but surely into the relevant territory. I think that's important to say. But also Yu-Gi-Oh with the Shockwave. Okay, the one that was with the dragon, got overlooked that for a moment. But proactively using them to secure picks for V3, I've been pretty impressed so far.
I mean, it was more Yuhi's disrespect.
That's true. I mean, yeah.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh played it very quick and very fast, absolutely. But at the same time, Yuhi didn't respect it, and they were able to collapse onto that play. They were able to do it. He was like, he won't ult me under my turret. Yeah, he will. Even if you've got your Leona next to you, because he's got 4 other people next to him, so he can go for it. This dragon's coming up in 10 seconds, and you can see which one of these two teams is feeling a bit more confident, and it's kind of trying to control the dragon as opposed to the other who is reacting to this. Washide is not finding a flank, though, so they're going to just be doing a rather flat 5v5, and Rayfarki, you can see, is already looking for that flank with Dice doing the same thing. Washide is going to find him in as well.
Just some scuffles on the front side, and Rayfarki taking a big chunk of damage. Keep your eyes on Dice as well. You have to feel this Akali after the last fight. Can't just clean up V3, and they know that as well. But Washidai has got Flash, has got that slicing of Elsham. We can see Burning Core turning towards this cannon. The Dragon resets down to 3,000. Into the pit it goes. 3.5k is going to be the HP. It goes back up to, and oh my god, I can't take this standoff. The Dragon is going to get poked down a bit again. Dice is on the ward. V3, no, he's there. The Dragon going down. It is going to be secured by Unica. Now V3 are on the way back. Double shockwave into the backside, but it doesn't hit any priority targets. And Washington has to disengage with the slicing mesh from Yuki. Now running forward with the movement speed. Picks up the double. He is just zooming across. Leaps over the wall. Finds the triple kill onto Dresco. Looking for even more flawless with the pillar over that wall as well. And Burning Core might have lost the Dragon, but they win the fight. They take 3 kills, and all of them go to Yuki.
Oh, they absolutely hugely win that fight, and it's going to be what they're able to secure after this, because, oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh, just die! Dice, you're disgusting! Hatel, run for your mother, because Zaya's not coming for you, because Akali's already got you. Oh my god, Dice, you are having like an MVP caliber performance, and we were like, oh yeah, Dice is perfectly fine. He might not like completely gap Yu-Gi-Oh. Nah, we got that wrong, Kashka, well and truly.
Yeah. And I mean, coming into the replay for this fight, this was just such a long time coming, but I like V3 just weren't able to connect with their engage before the Dragon, and by the time it fell down, they just had no choice but to run.
Yeah, I mean, this is, oh my god, 62, so it was such a close one. It was smite for smite, slightly outdone by the side, but I mean, the collapse, that's what you mentioned, right? It was the collapse from the side of Burning Core. And the fact is, they had to V3 had to use all their engage to disengage, which is just not what they need to be. The fact is, Hatel still had the grand entrance and used it to escape there, as opposed to potentially using it in an alternative way to potentially benefit his team. Weren't able to do it, and I mean, Dice just cleans up as we already know. But wow. The only saving grace, and it's weird to say this, is I mean, they can maybe get a Cloud Soul, but we've already mentioned that, haven't we, Kashka? It's not going to do much for the side of V3 Sports as opposed to really other dragons.
Absolutely, and now with Burning Core having control over this top side of the map, they will be looking at this Baron. 8,000 is the gold lead, and if you look down the items, it's only kind of even in mid lane, but then Dice has 10 stacks on the Magi, so how even is that? Probably not a lot.
I mean, remember, a stacked Magi's on a level 16 Akali is an incredibly gold efficient item. This is maybe worst case scenario for V3 Sports when you consider everything, because they're now just brute forcing the Baron, and now they're just forcing him to come through without Vision really being on their thing. And you know who loves to play around Vision? Oh, that's Akali!
Absolutely, and Dresco is going to be the target, destroyed by Dice, who's trying to flip back. will go golden with the Zhonya's, buying some time for the rest of Burning Core to try and save him, and they will. The Locket coming in with the shield, but Dice gets away with murder in broad daylight.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And let's go back onto that Baron, because it's still Baron o'clock for the side of Burning Core. Because why should they stop?
There's no reason to. I mean, Jinx is dead. There is no rocket. You're gonna have to commit all in V3 if you want to take this Baron. And there is no ultimate on Unica where Fujimoto goes in. Teleport is being channeled by Dice from the base. Ray Farkey slowing down Hell and Yu-Gi-Oh on this side. Here comes Yuhi now. He's going to pick off Washidai, and Dice chasing Yu-Gi-Oh and Unica down this mid lane. Looking for any gap closers, but will just hold off for the time being. No Baron. But they get another pick, and 2 picks as Hell will go down. And with only 3 members surviving, Burning Core are gonna go for the base.
I mean, why not? We can just go for the win here. Hatel's dead, Washiday's dead. They're 30-second timers, and there's some pretty big ultimates. Okay, Burning Core want to decide against it, play a little bit safer. Baron is almost, if anything, definite, unless Unico goes for some crazy horseplay.
Yeah.
No, I want to see. I don't care about this replay. I don't care about this replay. I am just watching this mini map because this is too exciting to watch. No, of course I am watching both of them. It looks. I actually know. Oh my God, Dice!
Wait, you've seen this one before.
He literally stood in the bush the whole time as we went into that replay. I was like, this is the worst time observers to go into that replay because it was so obvious what Dice was going to do. The moment Unico shows up on that ward, the rest of the team just immediately engaged onto that Baron and they just ended it. Okay. Miracle!
Oh my! Wait, Drescott, you get that? How?
Miracles. Miracles happen. That's how it happens. Oh my. Oh, and you said you weren't going to get loud during this broadcast.
I hope to, because my flatmates are probably sleeping at this time on a Sunday. But hey, they can take this issue to V3, not me. I don't care. My God.
Oh my. All right. Well, this game has definitely been extended by an extra 5 more minutes because they don't care. But Dice obviously was just playing around Vision. They just knew exactly what they were doing. They can remove the jungler and prevent any form of steals from happening. I mean, this is blind. This is just blind from Drescott to hit this, and it's so sick. And I mean, you can actually flame Flawless if you want to, because he had Smite. He had Smite. So, yeah.
Well, let's see if the Baron is indeed going to be the saving grace here for V3, because, I mean, yeah, it allows Washidai to split push, but Dice is still running Fearless. 7, 0, and 3 on this account. The 20 Magi stacks in Drescott, forced to flash away from the pillar.
I mean, forced to flash away, and not only that is happening, look at Ray Farkey on the bot side of this, right? He's just infinitely pushing this. Yu-Gi-Oh is just having to match him with this Baron, and I mean, Gwen is immune?
No, absolutely not. Is going to go golden for a second there, but Yu-Gi-Oh will secure that kill, and now V3 4 versus 5. However, Yuki gets down way too much damage. The Sassing Mage dealing a lot back, and Yuki is so incredibly low. The rocket isn't going to take him down, but Washidai is dead.
Trade of top for top at the end of the day, and the gold going on to probably a more important member, if you would argue anything, for the side of Burning Core. If they're going to put gold and they want to put stacks into anybody, well, it's going to be either Dice or it's going to be Yuhi. And Ray Farkey doesn't need more gold. He is perfectly content basically tanking what felt like 2 to 3 ultimates there. So, I mean, Ray Farkey's doing their job as a tanky frontlining assassin-y Gwen. God, Gwen really is the new version of Lee Sin. Literally plays every role, it feels like.
I mean, what about the new Ornn? Are we getting to those levels yet?
The Lord and Savior.
Yes.
Sadly not. Ornn is another beast unto of himself. So, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that destructive force reckoning through Summoner's Rift. And you know what? I do miss the Ornn meta a little bit, Kashka. Maybe I'm a bit of a weirdo, but I miss it a bit.
I just like the ultimate engage, honestly. That's the one thing I miss about it. It's just Call of the Forge God is such a cool ultimate.
Is there a cooler ultimate? That's the question.
Let me think. You see, there are probably a lot of criteria, but not that I can think on the top of my head.
I mean, Mega Death Rocket is a pretty cool ultimate when you say it out loud.
That is true in terms of the name, yes.
And a positive Baron power play for the side of V3 Esports. Not what typically happens when a team is about 5k down even after a 4k Baron power play. That's not usual. Normally, the side of Burning Core should be knocking on the front door. Maybe they've been dissuaded from doing so, and they're kind of trying to put the pieces back together. And you can tell that the side of Burning Core is a bit flustered by that play and the fact that they were able to secure it with V3 Sports, because outside of that Baron play, and we saw that fight down in bot side Kashka, Burning Core haven't really tried to do much, and they're not really playing around where they have pressure, because they don't really have side lane pressure at this moment in time, because V3 Sports was so good at preventing any of that pressure with the Baron buff on its own. So Burning Core have to try and fight for this next Baron, but at the same time, they're incentivized to also play around Dragons, so they're kind of being pulled away, and the longer this game goes on, the longer that Jinx, that Kennen, that Orianna get to scale into this game. And look at it, we're now like 3-4 items deep.
Absolutely, that's the Infinity Edge picked up by Dresco, so that's the point where Jinx gets truly online.
Is this the longest V3 game now in the LJL?
I mean, it might be, I don't know. This is definitely Hawk's territory in terms of game time.
We haven't hit their average yet. That's the craziest part. Whoa. Oh man, this is a weird game of League of Legends, isn't it? This is not how we planned this one to go. I thought this was going to be a 20-minute one in favor of Burning Core, but
I mean, before 20 minutes, it looked like it was going to be a 20-minute game.
I mean,
let's be honest.
True, and I mean, until that Baron steal happened, it was looking like it might have been probably a 30-minute game. The fact that Baron steal came out, it prevented the side of V3 Sports getting pummeled within their base because of Baron empowered minions. So at this moment in time, V3 Sports have played with a lot of time, and hey, they're almost at a place where when you look at items and everything, it's like, okay, Dice has that Magi stacks going. Cool. Outside of that, it's like, okay, Dice has Magi, but then Yu-Gi-Oh's a stopwatch, so that's kind of where they're swapping there. So it's like a lot of things now at this moment in time. It's like, it's very small micro advantages. I mean, if you look at the 280 carries, both on 4 items, just one of them has a stopwatch, and it's going to be important to see if Yuhi can benefit from that stopwatch, or if Dress Code hitting so late game, also having that flash coming back up very soon, which is going to matter more. Dragon is going to be up though in 5 seconds, and Burning Core are prepared for it. V3 Esports not even attempting to consider a fight. They're all going in for this Baron, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, giving the soul point to Burning Core isn't really that big of a deal. But that means if this game does go for the 5 more minutes, we are going to likely see a big fight around the soul. But Baron is up, as you said. V3 want to prioritize that, but they don't have too much setup, and now with Burning Core getting priority over the mid lane, Hitel needs to get the hell out of the jungle, or he will get caught out.
Yeah, and that wave clear also coming out from Yuhi at this moment in time. It's just huge, but they're looking for it. Unico went fast, Pony, but decided to just bash a minion with its face. So far, it's V3 Sports trying to find something, and guess what? Burning Core are okay with this, because we know Dice has got the empowered TP going, so he's just going to play the side lane.
What is the call from V3? They have stalled this game longer than they have done anything this split, probably. As there goes Unico onto Dice. Dice is level 18, though. The rocket is going to go wide. He just takes the disengage. And the Baron has been started, and it's well on its way for Burning Core. The shock at the wall. Unico is incredibly fast. He's got the blast cone. He's got the smite. It is going to come down to a smite fight. Most likely Unico goes over the wall. Here comes the shock as well. And it's stolen again. V3, you can't do this to them. Not twice in a row, but now they will have to try and run away. And with the 4 members alive, they will be able to do this.
What is this game? This is I mean, we're at the 60k gold mark.
Yeah.
Gold does not matter anymore for either of these two teams, so it's all around buffs. And if you look at it, at this moment in time, I'm starting to favor the V3 Esports. They don't have the lane set up, right? They don't have the objectives, but I mean, they've got the ultimate still available to them. Slice and Dice is definitely one they can go forward on, and Washite is getting in the items now. It's starting to get into terrifying territory. If you're a Burning Core fan, this is where they could still lose that. Look at that burst damage, Kashka, onto Rayfar.
Rocket? No! Dresco! He is unleashed in this late game. I just can't take it anymore. What is happening?
The one good thing about, and what is happening is I'm getting a hype reel. I've called about 4 things. This is going in my show reel. This game. Like at least I've got something for my reel. Because I think my sanity might be gone by the end of this one,
Yeah.
but my reel will be full. So I'm okay with that, buddy.
The sacrifices we're paying.
Yeah, absolutely. What is going on, mate? I'm a bit terrified if you're Burning Core, because look at this. They're marching down and dress code's 18. Like, you can't fight this Jinx. She will just remove you from the match.
Yeah.
And the
stopwatch on dress code.
Exactly right. So now even the benefit that he had prior to this fight, because it actually went all V3 side, they're favored now. So dress code is going to be found here, but hey, able to run away.
Just enough. The Shurelia giving it enough movement speed. And I mean, if you're Burning Core players here, right? You lost 3 out of your last 4 games. You're coming into this one.
Yeah.
Easy win. You're at this moment.
Not
I
so
mean,
easy.
I'm here shaking because of this game. I can't imagine what the players are going through.
I mean, we have to also give the benefit of the doubt over to V3 Sports, because while they hit that, dress code has had a fantastic game, that blind ultimate on the Baron to save them an extra 5 minutes, and then Unica doing the exact same again, giving their body for the team, and it was fantastic. It did exactly what they need to do, and at this moment in time, they've actually now got an extra turret in a lane that was pushing into them. Now, they can't play side lanes at the moment in time. They still can't play side lanes, and the issue is, because the mid inhibitor is gone, it prevented V3 from really doing much more with this push. However, looks like they're actually going to try and brute force it with the last 10 seconds of this Baron buff still there. They've got the numbers advantage, they know that, and the 2 sides of Burning Core, top and mid, are both just recalled, so let's see if they can do anything. Burning Core.
Since Fujimoto on the side, just threatening with the crowd control, and they will dissuade the push. V3 dare not hit the mid lane inhibitor tower to Flawless. He's got the flash over the wall if need be, and there goes the Banshee's Veil. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to go golden. The Solar Flare drops down. Ray Farky now running together with Flawless on the side, but that is the disengage from V3. Ray Farky still just standing there menacingly. Here comes his L-Blade. It catches onto dress code, and keep your eyes on that Jinx. If Burning Core can get him down, that might just be the game, but dress code might just take 1 kill, but 2 of them from Ray Farky and dies. And that is the GA, and that is the dream shattered for V3. They came so close. It was almost in their hands, but almost is almost never enough. As Burning Core will go down the mid lane, they will finish the business that they started this game. And after a grueling match at the 40 minutes, they will eventually take the win against V3. You have to believe Unica still trying to do something, trying to cut the way, but it's a game. It's the game.
Yeah, that's game, that's set, that's match. Well done, Burning Core. Well deserved. But was not clean by any stage of the imagination. Oh.